Hello once again, I'm Burry. Thank you for joining me. It is week 49 of 2024. It is December 2nd, and it's the first day of the new month. You can tell that there was some tension inside of me looking for a peak roughly November 29th, December 2nd, so we're right there at that threshold. And then, as you can see from the title, looking for a roughly December 17th bottom, plus or minus one business day. So hopefully we have peaked, and then would like to see some type of major drop here into the 17th. Is it still possible? You don't need much time, honestly, for crashes. So it's still possible. But obviously it's very difficult sometimes when Trump is in office for markets to crash. They act very differently under Trump's leadership and or anticipated leadership. If you watched the markets back in 2016 through 2020, you know that. But you also know that there was also some huge drops in markets when Trump was in office as well. So the markets would run up huge and then have quite a drop as well. Like early 2018, that was an amazing flush in the markets. I think we peaked around January 26, 2018, and then we crashed into like February 8th or something. So it was like a 10 business day, 12 business day type situation. So those types of situations do happen. But nonetheless, I will also show you the graphs for the December 17th bottom as well. And then obviously I'd like to do my best to make someone a millionaire or help, I should say help, because I'm not a professional. I'm not licensed in any way, shape, or form. Disclaimer. But I'd like to help with the timing as much as possible, and hopefully put someone in a really good position to make lots of money. And then obviously if it doesn't happen all the way through into the bottom as I see it, a macro bottom in March of 2025, then hopefully if that low is able to be locked in on in March, maybe the opportunity is there to make someone $1 million on the upside, right? So if you can find the exact low for someone, maybe they'll be just as happy and giddy if markets go up and away from the anticipated mid-late March 2025 low. All right, let's move on to some graphs. Thank you so much for those who have donated. I think a donation came in this morning, actually, so thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. If you want to donate, you can scan the Venmo here, or I believe there's a PayPal link in the description down below. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the peak model, and you can kind of see that. So there's a little bit of movement in the green wave every day. I update it with fresh data, and from that you kind of get the very slightest change in the green wave. So some days it may look like it's picking exactly the same date for the peak, and then you can see here that it's very possible it's picking both the 29th and the 2nd for back-to-back type of strength calls, or peaks, if you will, which is kind of what we're seeing in markets. We saw the 29th where the futures shot up at the end of the day, then they dropped lower after the markets closed on the half a day of trading on Friday, and then we saw the markets pop up ever so gently here. I think we're on the futures, we're up about 12 points right now as I'm recording this at 60.52, roughly on the SPX500 USD and tradingview.com. So essentially we're right in that window for the championship ring to be nailed by the market, by the model. We kind of need that plus or minus one business day, so you kind of have to be somewhat kind of lenient, but obviously you don't want to be too lenient. But yeah, so it's, as you can tell from the titles of the two previous videos, I was looking for a peak right around here, the 29th to the 2nd. So with that said, I'll keep moving on. Okay, so you may remember this is my 2-minute Federal Reserve algorithm that predicted the early November bottom in models. You can see a trend going out to early November, but more specifically, you can see a 1, 2, 3 count going out to roughly the Fed date around the 17th of December. So there should be some type of bottom there, and then the markets will spring up very strongly off that. You can see to the far left of the screen that the model picked out a bottom in markets in mid-late April 2024, and that was the perfect entry for markets for a major buy point. Let's move on to the next graph. And then as you can see, this is the MJ mid-range model as a 1, 2, 3, 4 count. I've updated it today as of December 2nd midday data. So you can kind of see how the green wave has finally broken and started to go down a little bit to form point number 4. And that is giving us a bottom right around the 17th. So all that to say, yeah, locking in right around the 17th for the next ring. So hopefully the peak sets in here around the 60-50 on the futures mark for the SP500. And then we hit some type of low around December 17th, plus or minus 1 business day for the bottom. And then, as you might expect, as we get closer to that, then I can start forecasting a peak. I kind of have a rough idea right now, but the more data, once the peak finally would settle in, or maybe we get a few red candles on the daily data, if that were to unfold, hopefully it will. I don't know, obviously. I don't know everything. I don't know hardly anything, actually, but very little. But what I do know is if we get some sideways activity, then the green wave would break on number 4, keep it locked in very nice and tight near the 17th. And then once we get a few more days, then I can try to find the peak and give that to you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm B.R. Schultz. Until next time, take care. So hopefully you've enjoyed my show today. Warning, this is all forecast use only. Come here. You want to read this for me? What does that say? Forecast?
Forecast.
Use?
Use only.
Only. Right. And what's this say?
Warning.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. I am not
A licensed investment professional. That's Latin. So say caveat emptor. Seek professional advice prior to investing. Investing bears risk
of
financial
loss.
Very good. And so basically this is saying if you ever try to invest in stocks or anything else, you could lose money. Warning, warning, warning. And all my graphs are subject to change. And not all the results are not always the same. Yeah. Thank you for reading for me.
You're welcome.
And that's it for today. I'm B.R. Schultz. Until next time, take care.